friends and artists. Mrs. Gordon here. So happy to see you. So I just introduced you to the wonderful artist, Mr. Robert Indiana, as part of our lettering unit because he used letters and symbols in his work quite frequently. And today I'm going to teach you how to make a piece of art inspired by Robert Indiana, with lots of ways for you to personalize it for yourself. So we're going to take, for this project, you're going to need a pencil and you'll need an eraser and you'll need maybe a marker and something to add color with, like crayons or colored pencils or something like that. So we're going to take a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper, and we're going to fold it twice so that we make a vertical line and a horizontal line. And then you're going to need to have in the back of your head a 4-letter word, like read or love, or trying to think of some other good, for hope, or if your name is 4 letters, you could do that. If you wanted to use your initials, you could do your 3 initials, like for your first name, your middle name, and your last name, and then a symbol. But you're going to need 4 characters. You're going to need probably 3 or 4 letters and maybe a symbol. So I did, for my first one, I did the word read, R-E-A-D. And then I wrote them in block letters. I'm going to teach you how to do that. And then I tried to explain how I felt a little bit about reading using the backgrounds that I created. So you can decorate or color the letters in ways that help us understand how you feel about your 4-letter word, or to help send a message. So reading is very magical to me. And I also, as a side point, really loved the Harry Potter books and enjoying my daughters enjoying them too now. So I kind of tried to make it feel magical. One of my daughter's favorite books was Fish Girl, and so I added that in here. There's a book that I love about the artist John James Audubon, who drew birds. It's called The Boy Who Drew Birds. It's a book called The Boy Who Drew Birds, and so I drew some birds. And then also you can imagine what the hearts might mean, that I love to read, and I love that you guys are learning to read. And so that's what we're going to do. So the first thing you're going to need to do is take a piece of paper. I would recommend holding it vertically, and then fold the top down to meet the bottom. Remember, you can pause the video at any point if I'm going too fast. And then I'm going to open it up and reverse the fold and fold the left side to meet the right side. And then I open it up and flip it back the other way. That's just so it'll stay flat for me. And then you're going to pick a 4-letter word, like Mr. Robert Indiana chose the word love. You could do love. Valentine's Day is coming up. This might be a great little present for Valentine's Day. You could do read. You could do hope. Any 4-letter word, as long as it's school appropriate, you could use, like math. You could do math, or some other, you could look up on the internet different 4-letter words. You could even, if your name is 4 letters, you could do your name. If you wanted to do your initials, like I think that's what I'm going to do for this one. And I'm going to do my daughter Lena's. Maybe I'll do my daughter. Yeah, I'll do Lena's. So I think I'll do Celia's. That's my other daughter. So I'm going to write very large in each box 1 letter. So her initials are CCG. I'm going to write a C and another C and a G. And you can use capital or lowercase. I find it easier to use capital. And then I'm going to make, since I don't have any more initials for her, I could have done Lena too, because Lena is 4 letters. Lena's name is 4 letters. I'm going to make a little heart in the last box. So what makes the letters interesting and what makes them art is how you change them. So one way of doing that is creating bubble or block letters. Now, in this one, I created block letters. And so I wrote the letters out first, and then I go all the way around the letters. But you see, I keep it very blocky, like building blocks with sharp corners. On this one, I think I'm going to do bubble letters. So I'm going to still keep my letter in the middle, and I'm going to go all the way around my letter So my initial letter is in the middle, almost like there's a force field pushing the letter around, pushing the line that goes around it. And that turns my letter from a line into a shape. Then I'm going to erase in the middle. And I'm going to do the same thing with my other C. I probably should have done Lena, because then I could have shown you what happens in the middle, but I can show you what happens with that with the heart. Okay, so all the way around the letter to turn the letter from a line into a shape. And you'll see I got a little interesting on the ends. I kind of made it, I can make it bigger or smaller in certain points. Like maybe if I wanted it to be like Robert and Deanna's serif letters, I might go real small and change the shape of the letter that way. So then you get to decide, oh, I don't like that. I'm going to go back to the original. The original was better. That's the awesome thing about being an artist, is you can try something and then you can change it if you don't like it. Or you can do another one if you don't like it. Fabulous thing about being an artist. For the G, all the way around the G. Almost forgot that I was doing bubble for a minute. And then erase the line in the middle. And maybe I'll take this G. Oh yeah, I think I want to do that. Like that. So I'm creating a shape for my letter G, and I didn't like how it just had this part. So it feels like it fills the space better. Now the heart feels a little small to me. So what I can do is I can make it I can go all the way around the heart. And if I wanted to, like if you have I'll show you on this. If you have a letter like A, right? To go around the A, you got to go all the way around the A. But then you also have to do that part in the middle to make it look like an A. So I'm going to do that part. I'm going to have a hollow heart, and I'm going to do that part in the middle. And maybe I want to make it more bubble-like the rest of my letters, to make it kind of fit in. So we're just changing the letters from lines into shapes. And just like that, most of your hard work is done. And the rest of the part is just starting to decorate it and fill it with things that you like. So you can choose to, you can keep it like this, or you could draw lines where your folds were. You can decorate your letters. You could add things to your letters. Like Celia is really into cats. I could even change one of my letters into a cat, right? I could make this the head, because Celia really likes cats. And I could add little ears and a nose. So maybe you want to do mom or dad, and then a little heart. You could do that. And maybe I'd turn this into a curled up tail or something like that. Add some little pawsies in here. Maybe just one paw. One paw in the front and one paw in the bottom. So you can turn your letters into things, or you could just, you could add shapes to your letters. You could add patterns, that you could color in your letters and add patterns to the background behind the letters. So once you finish kind of making your letters how you want them, you can, like I said, you can add patterns. Like maybe I want to trace my letters with my marker. And lately I've really been into kind of making plaids. I don't know why. Plaid patterns and things. So I could add a plaid pattern on the inside of my letter. This is one of my favorite things to do. So first I draw some vertical lines, and then I draw horizontal lines. All right, well, that just makes it look like a checkerboard. But then the awesome part comes when you add another vertical line, and maybe you make it dashed or wavy or zigzag. Oh, that's right. I need a little orange right there. And then it starts to, when you then take it in between each of your horizontal lines, and then it starts to look plaid. You can paint them, you can color them. Like I said, you could do mom, or you could do dad, or you could do your initials, or you could do a word like read or love. You could decorate the background or decorate the letters. It's up to you. Friends and artists, I can't wait to see what you do, inspired by your new knowledge of Mr. Robert Indiana. Happy art making, friends.